the digger of the dead. In the fall of 1983, the quiet Russian town of Nizhny Novgorod became the setting for one of the most chilling cases of the decade. Locals whispered of disturbed graves, unearthed caskets, and cryptic symbols left behind in graveyards. No one knew who was behind the desecrations, but rumors spread of a figure known only as the digger of the dead. The unearthed truth. It started with a grisly discovery at the old St. Nicholas Cemetery. Groundskeeper Ivan Petrov found an open grave early one morning. The coffin inside was empty, the headstone covered in strange, scrawled messages in an unfamiliar script. At first, the authorities suspected vandals or black market grave robbers, but as more graves were discovered disturbed over the next several weeks, the theory unraveled. The bodies were never stolen, only repositioned, or more disturbingly, posed around the graveyards in grotesque tableaux. Some were arranged like they were having tea, others were placed sitting against trees, staring toward the horizon. The scholar's obsession. Local police were baffled until they brought in a specialist, Dr. Elena Morozov, an anthropologist with expertise in folklore and burial practices. She noticed a pattern in the symbols left at the crime scenes, markings associated with pre-Christian Slavic rituals. The culprit, she theorized, was obsessed with death rituals, believing they had the power to resurrect or communicate with the dead. Morozov's study of the symbols led her to identify one recurring element: a crescent moon symbol paired with an owl. This symbol was linked to a centuries-old legend of a recluse who had sought to wake the dead to learn their secrets. A name emerges. The case broke wide open when police received an anonymous tip that led them to Anatoly Mikhailov, a 37-year-old historian and linguist. Mikhailov was well known in the town for his extensive collection of books on ancient rituals and a macabre hobby, exploring cemeteries at night. When police searched his apartment, they found shelves stacked with journals, diagrams of burial sites, and grotesque homemade dolls crafted from human remains. But the most chilling discovery was a detailed map of all the local cemeteries, marked with his next targets. The digger's motive. During interrogation, Mikhailov revealed his twisted rationale. He believed he could commune with the souls of the dead through ancient Slavic rituals, which he claimed were the key to understanding life after death. He spoke of hearing whispers and seeing visions while performing his rituals. "I'm not desecrating them," he insisted. "I'm setting them free. They want to tell us their secrets." Mikhailov's calm demeanor unnerved the police, as did his detailed descriptions of the bodies he'd exhumed. He referred to them by name, speaking of them as if they were old friends. The hidden depths. As the investigation continued, police uncovered a series of underground tunnels connected to an abandoned house on the edge of town, Mikhailov's childhood home. The tunnels were filled with bones, ritual artifacts, and crude carvings depicting scenes of resurrection. Among the carvings was a chilling depiction of Mikhailov himself, surrounded by shadowy figures he referred to as his guardians. Trial and aftermath. Mikhailov was charged with multiple counts of desecrating graves and tampering with human remains. During his trial, he remained eerily composed, offering no remorse. Instead, he lectured the courtroom on ancient burial practices, claiming he was misunderstood. The townspeople were divided. Some believed Mikhailov was mentally ill, while others thought he was genuinely attempting to uncover something supernatural. The media dubbed him the digger of the dead, and his story sparked widespread fear and fascination. Mikhailov was eventually declared insane and committed to a psychiatric institution. However, even behind bars, he continued to speak of the voices he heard and the secrets he believed the dead had shared with him. The legacy of fear. Decades later, the memory of the digger of the dead still haunts Nizhny Novgorod. The cemeteries remain places of unease, and locals often claim to hear whispers on quiet nights. While Mikhailov remains locked away, his cryptic journals and carvings continue to baffle researchers, leaving many to wonder if there was more to his madness than anyone realized.